What if you could stand on the Earth 9.7 million years ago? No cities, no roads, no people. You're standing on a planet you wouldn't even recognize. A world shifting right under your feet, driven by forces so immense it's hard to comprehend. This was an Earth ruled by giants and prowled by monstrous predators. A world teeming with life in strange new ways, long before the first of our ancestors walked its surface. This was Earth's promised land, a world that existed just before us. And deep within it, a secret lies buried that could rewrite the entire story of where we came from. Section 1. The world of the late Miocene. Welcome to the late Miocene. The year is roughly 9,700,000 BC, and the world is going through a massive planet-wide transformation. For millions of years, the Earth has been cooling down, its atmosphere slowly losing that cozy greenhouse gas blanket. This global chill was changing everything. The great lush rainforests that once stretched across entire continents were shrinking. In their place, a revolutionary new habitat was taking over the globe: grasslands. Mile after mile of open savanna and plains spread across Africa, Asia, and North America, creating a brand new stage for life's epic drama. In Africa, the climate was becoming relentlessly drier, pushing back the forests and setting the stage for the vast deserts to come. These changes were forcing every living thing to make a choice: adapt or die. The ground itself was moving. The continents were agonizingly close to where they are today, but not quite. Africa had been slowly grinding into Eurasia for millions of years, closing the ancient Tethys Sea. This created land bridges that allowed animals to pour from one continent to another in massive migrations, sparking a world of incredible competition and diversity. So how do we know any of this? Think of paleontologists as deep-time detectives. They drill into ancient seabeds, analyzing the chemistry of fossilized pollen and soils. The types of plants they find, and even the shape of a fossilized tooth, can tell them about the climate and the landscape. It's that painstaking work that lets us journey back and piece together this lost world. Section 2. The Lords of the Plains. Let's walk out onto these new grasslands. The air is filled with the scent of dry earth and the sounds of animals you could only dream of. The biggest change out here is the evolution of grazers, animals built to survive on the tough new grasses. You'd see herds of Hipparion, an ancient three-toed ancestor of the horse. They were smaller, almost deer-like, but they were built to run across these open plains. Their teeth were high-crowned, specially designed to grind down the tough, silica-rich grasses that would wear the teeth of other animals right down to the gums. But there were much, much bigger creatures here. Stomping through the woodlands bordering the plains is a beast that looks like something from a nightmare. This is Dinotherium, the terrible beast. It's a relative of the elephant, but it's a giant, standing up to 13 feet at the shoulder and weighing over 10 tons. Its most terrifying feature? Its tusks. They didn't curve up from its upper jaw, they curved downwards and back from its chin, like a giant, horrifying pair of hooks. Scientists think it used them to strip bark from trees or dig for roots, a truly bizarre tool for a truly bizarre animal. Nearby, another elephant relative, Gomphotherium, was just as strange. It was smaller, but it had 4 tusks, 2 normal ones up top and 2 more on its lower jaw that were flattened into the shape of a shovel. This creature was a walking toolkit, probably using its shovel tusks to dig up soft plants from riverbeds. Of course, where you have herds of plant eaters, you have predators, and the predators of the Miocene were terrifying. Forget lions and tigers. Meet Machairodus, a scimitar-toothed cat the size of a tiger today. This was an ambush predator that used its incredible power to tackle huge prey, then deliver a killing bite with serrated blade-like fangs. But it wasn't alone. It shared this world with the bear dogs, like Magarichian. These weren't bears or dogs, but a completely separate family of carnivores. Tiger-sized and powerfully built, they were relentless hunters that stalked the open plains, making sure no corner of this world was safe. Section 3. The European Enigma. For decades, we thought the story of our own origins was a straight line. It started in Africa. The great apes evolved, and then, somewhere between 6 and 8 million years ago, our lineage split from the chimpanzees. The earliest human ancestors, guys like the 7-million-year-old Sahelanthropus, were all found in African forests. Africa was the cradle of humanity, the promised land, where it all began. But a recent discovery has thrown a huge wrench in that tidy story. In 2017, scientists in Germany were digging through gravel from the ancient bed of the Rhine River. What they found sent shockwaves through the world of paleontology. 2 fossilized teeth, dated to an incredible 9.7 million years old. Now, finding ancient ape teeth in Europe isn't unheard of. But these were different. They had features that were shockingly similar to early human ancestors from Africa, like Lucy, who lived more than 6 million years later. The lead researcher, Herbert Lutz, said it plainly. Their characteristics resemble African finds that are 4 to 5 million years younger. This is a tremendous stroke of luck, but also a great mystery. CTA, call to action. This is easily one of the most exciting and controversial discoveries in the story of human origins. It forces us to ask some incredible questions. If you find these mysteries of deep time as fascinating as I do, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss our next journey into the prehistoric world. Section 4, a new hypothesis. So what do these teeth mean? It's a real puzzle. Some scientists are cautious, saying it might just be a case of convergent evolution, where 2 totally unrelated species happen to evolve similar features. Maybe this European ape just developed teeth that looked like a human ancestors by complete coincidence. But others have suggested something far more radical. What if the story didn't just start in Africa? What if the promised land was much bigger than we thought? During this time, apes were living all across Africa and Eurasia. Is it possible that the common ancestor of both African apes and humans actually lived in Europe? This theory suggests that a group of these European apes might have later migrated back into Africa, and that group eventually gave rise to the human line we know. It flips the classic Out of Africa story on its head, suggesting an earlier Into Africa chapter we never even knew existed. We don't have the fossils to prove it yet. For now, the German teeth are just a tantalizing clue, a mystery that reminds us the story of life is constantly being rewritten with every new discovery. Section 5, the teeming oceans and skies. Life wasn't just exploding on land, the oceans were going through their own revolution. As the world cooled, nutrient-rich waters fueled the growth of huge underwater kelp forests. This was a brand new ecosystem, creating homes for countless new species. In these oceans swam early whales and the ancestors of modern dolphins. But they were all being hunted by the single greatest predator the ocean has ever known, Otodus megalodon. This colossal shark, reaching up to 60 feet long, was the undisputed ruler of the seas. Its teeth were the size of dinner plates and could crunch right through the bones of whales. It was an apex predator on a scale that's hard to imagine today, and all over the world, birds and reptiles were thriving. South America was still an island continent, where giant flightless terror birds were the top predators on land. And in the rivers and swamps of every continent, giant crocodiles, some weighing several tons, waited for any animal that strayed too close to the water. The world of 9.7 million years ago was a planet of epic change. It was a world of monsters and marvels, all shaped by relentless environmental pressure. The cooling climate and the spread of grasslands set the stage for the next great chapter in Earth's history, the Ice Ages. This was a world that pushed animals to their absolute limits, rewarding speed, size, and the ability to live on a diet of tough, gritty grass. This lost world is a critical chapter in our own story. The challenges of the late Miocene forged the ancestors of nearly every modern mammal. And somewhere, In the shrinking forests of Africa, or just maybe in Europe, it set the stage for a small, unassuming ape to take its first steps down a path that would, millions of years later, lead directly to us. The promised land wasn't a paradise, it was a crucible, and its echoes are all around us and inside us, even today.